Hello everybody. Excuse me. Anybody out there? What's the time anyway? What's that? 10 to 3. Insomni-quilting. I said I'd do a live, as and when I was doing a bit of my midnight quilting where it's 3 o'clock. I know there's lots of you out there, same as me, can't sleep. I've got little pussycat sat next to me. I don't know if you can see. There's baby Grey. He's purring away at me. Bless him. Yeah, he's a good boy. Just having a little fuss. He's gurgling. So I know lots of you commented that you're awake the same sort of times as me and we're doing things and whatever else. So I just thought I would go live and see if anyone's out there. I don't know that this is going to make very good not feedback, but follow on later. I'm just busy doing samples for the workshops around the shows this year. I've done all the little ones. This is a big one. I thought I'd get a large one done, because once you get the idea of what I'm doing, you can make any size you want. So it's literally just running stitches as if you were doing borrow or canth quilting. Bit of a cross between the two really, I suppose, which is just a running stitch like you do for your quilting, except I'm not being quite so accurate. Just doing. He's my baby Grey. Keeps looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? There you go, somebody's come on. If you're out there, do say hello, comment. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here or not. Just having a little fuss of baby Grey. I've got it round my neck so that I can, camera's round my neck, so that you can see what I'm doing and you don't have to see me, because I'm not very pretty in the best of times, let alone in the middle of the night. I'll hold this up in a minute and show you. Just get to the end here. There we are. Excuse me. Right, so that's what I'm doing. That's it's like a collage really, I suppose. So I'm going to actually call it a crazy collage, because it's a question of putting all your nicest bits in. Jan, what are you doing up? I can see who it is that's watching me now. Morning, Jan. Hope all's well. Yeah, so I'm just doing me workshop samples for next year. Well, yeah, for next year. We're not quite there yet. Oh, it's only 2nd of December today. Now, got a nice piece of tape on here. As you can see, it goes across the work. Yeah, morning, Jan, you found me. Oh, somebody else watching now. Yes, a piece of tape, just to keep me sort of straight. So, we're going to do as many lines of stitching in any direction as you want. And I'll probably do several different colours. I'm just working on a white one now. Excuse me, a bit of a framework around the square of work to stop all the bits that are flapping. Look, here's my baby Grey. What's more fusses? There he is. Look, he's gorgeous. He's a little bit perturbed by all of this. I'm sat here talking in the middle of the night. He thinks this is strange. He's quite happy though, because hit him, didn't mean to. he actually got extra breakfast, didn't you? You got early breakfast, him and Gingy. If you come out in the middle of the night, they scream at you for food. And the only way of keeping him quiet is to actually feed him. I think it's an age thing. He's 15. Yeah. So there's somebody else out there watching. Jan, you're not the only one, darling. There's somebody else there. I can see that there's someone, but they're not saying hello yet. And the wonders that are Facebook aren't telling me who. So are you there quilting as well? What are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning? Are you actually doing some stitching, or are you just watching? That's odd. There used to be a lady, I said this before, who I think she was called Midnight Quilter. She used to call herself Midnight Quilter. She always had a big glass of wine, as I remember it. I don't know if she's still going. Seems like a plan. Except I've got to teach tomorrow, haven't I, baby Gray? So I won't be having anything to drink. He's looking at me like, what the hell? Ah, Michelle, good morning, darling. Sometimes it's delayed reaction. When you comment on here, it takes a few little minutes to come up on mine to say who you are or what you are. That sounds awful, doesn't it? I'm sorry, I didn't mean what you are, who you are. So, just watching, can't sleep. Yeah, it is a little bit like that tonight, isn't it? Do you know what? I just went into the kitchen before I came in here to get a drink. I thought, oh, I'll settle down and do a bit of stitch. Wake. Hold on, let me just read that. They may have the volume down. Yeah, that's a fair point, Jan. But yeah, so I went out and got myself a drink in the kitchen, and looked out, and the sky's clear. After all that rain yesterday, it was horrid, wasn't it? Very, very wet, horrible. And there's a pretty well full moon out there underneath all that cloud. The cloud's now clearing back. I'm just checking if I got to the end yet, because I know that my fabric's going over the edge. Yeah, so there's nearly a full... Maybe that's something to do with we're not sleeping. I don't know. Could be. Right, so let me take that back through to the other side so that I can turn around. I've got it stood in the end. You can't see it, I don't suppose. Let me just move that a little bit like that. Is that better? Right, what I am going to do... That's not all tummy. That's blanket. I know I'm not the thinnest of people, but honestly, that's not my tummy. Right, so I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to pull it the other way. Pull my tape off. My straight line tapey stuff. It's a bit short. Let's have another bit. Oh, that's the cat after it. Let's have that up out of there. You don't need to be chewing that. Gray is a bit of a daft one. Look at him, he's gorgeous. He eats everything. He's been to the hospital before now for eating things and cut open to take it out of him. Just having a slurp at my drink, sorry. Right, let's try this again. So, here's my piece of work. Hold my needle, don't lose my needle. I'm only going to do this for about 10-15 minutes because I figure, it's possibly quite boring to people, I don't know. There we are, so I just laid out a whole load of whatever. Ironed it onto some iron-on felt that I have. And now I'm just going for it, borrow style or cat quilting, which is Indian. Different style of quilting. Put my needle there so I don't lose my needle. Now I need a straight line. Where was I? I was down here, wasn't I? Was I? Or was I up there? Oh, I was up there, look. I was over there. My needle's attached to it. I should know that really, shouldn't I? Right, okay, so piece of tape. I like this brown framing tape. A bit better like that. It's actually quite awkward because I've got my phone round my neck and I can't quite see over the top of it for what I want. So I'm going to pop that across there. That's just above my previous row stitch, yeah? There we go. It's how you get yourself a straight line when you're doing hand quilting. Makes life so much easier. Bit of sellotape, anything that's going to stick. You don't want it hyper sticky because you obviously want it to come off quite easily. So what I'm going to do, because it is felt, I can run my needle. Must remember to lower it. I can run my needle through the back of the felt to get it where I need it. Turn it over. Make sure I'm on the edge of the felt because the felt's the size that I want. Some of the fabric sticks over. Hey up. Did something just do brighter for me? I don't know what happened there. Let's just move that a little bit. If you could see me sat here, it is a bit weird, you know. The next thing is, how do you actually get to hold it? You can, yeah, there we go. So, there we go. Lots of stitches all at the same time. When they're doing sort of camphor or borrow or things like that, I do believe they have a longer needle that you can get even more on there. But this is enough. This is a chenille needle, so that the eye is big enough to take a larger thread. Now, where's my thread? Let me show you. What's that? Obviously, it's a white. What's the size? Oh, it's a 12. So it's thicker than your average thread. It's a perle, so that it's not splitting. I do use the embroidery threads as well. But a chenille needle has a slightly larger eye. Has a nice stout needle, but with a sharp point. So it will go through all these layers quite well. Yeah. There we go. So is anyone else actually quilting? What are you doing over there? Out there? Oh, there's a couple of you watching. Talk amongst yourselves, as they say. Comments or whatever. Paul's fast asleep. Hubby. In the other room. There we go. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to make a separate group for this. Because I should imagine there's quite a few people on the main page of mine. Or look at this tomorrow and think, what the bloody hell was she on about in the middle of the night? So if I do another group, like Patchwork Witterings, but I think we'll call it Insomni-quilting. And you can chat amongst yourselves on there, if anyone's up at night. Show us what you're doing. Those few stitches then just came out a bit big. But that's all right. Getting towards the end of a thread, that means I'm going to have to try and put some glasses on top of everything else. Around my neck, I've got this sort of harness that's got the phone in. But I've also got a neck light, so you get a light each side of your neck, so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Nearly there. Is it going to make it? That's the question. Right. Just about the end of my thread here. Not the end of my tether, but the end of my thread. Right, turn him over. Now, can I get away with this? Oh, I might just put him back. Right, so I've split the thread there. And I'm going to cheat and actually put it through the wadding all in one piece. to finish off. There we go. Job done. Yeah, any comments? No comments. I can't say I blame you, folks. Sometimes it's a bit much to be actually thinking about stuff at this time of night, isn't it? Well, no, that's daft, because we're females. We think about this, all sorts of weird stuff in the middle of the night. That's why we're awake in the first place. I've got to remember to keep my hands lower. Somebody's gone back to bed. Well done. Right. Scissors. I must have a pair of scissors. There we go. Needle. Now at this point I have to put a pair of glasses on as well, because otherwise I don't stand a hope in hell of threading this. Da-da-da. Gray's gone off in the umph because he thought he was going to get something to eat when he dropped on the floor. Don't know where he's gone, probably back to bed. Oh look! Neck locks are really helpful when your hands in. They're brilliant, aren't they, Jan? I thought I might actually get some. And have them out in the cupboard. For those that don't know, the cupboard is my studio. There we are. That went through quite well. Right, just one more line of stitch, and then I'm going to leave you to it. Jan, you should go back to bed, darling. Right. Where's me sticky bit? Take me sticky bit off. There's some sticky up bits still. I'm not going to worry about them. When it comes to it, I shall just trim them off. What the hell? Now I've got to take my glasses off to see at a distance. That distance being my lap. How bad is that? I can't see what the hell I'm doing half the time. That one's there, that one's there. That's about straight. That'll do. So, at the shows next year, I shall be doing these. But just little mini ones. So the little mini ones can be patches on your clothes. You know how we used to have patches all over our denim jackets and stuff? Seems to me that's a lovely idea to just... Well, I have a denim jacket with all sorts of hexagons all over, so I shall add some of these. Good morning, Jacqueline. I don't know if you realise that he comes up telling me who's on the other end here sometimes. So yeah, I was going to do these as little patches. So smaller pieces of fabric, lots of little ones. I've already done them samples. They're out in the cupboard, so I can't show you. But I just thought it would be nice to see what it looks like for a large one, so that you can make use of it. Someone, hi from Norfolk. Morning Norfolk. Another lady can't sleep. Welcome to Insomni-quilting. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. I was just saying to the other ladies on that I think we're going to have a new group. And I'm going to call it Insomni-quilting. I'll attach it to the Facebook page so that if anybody else is awake and quilting, they can be talking or showing photos of what they're doing in the middle of the night, as in patchwork in the middle of the night. And when I come on and do lives, it's only going to be impromptu ones. I'm not always awake all night. Okay, so that one seems to have stopped there. So I obviously got so far with one and ran out of thread, and now I've come back the other way. That's all right, we'll just go through there. And we'll find a new place to quilt. Right, let's take this off, my straight line gatherer. That's hanging. I'll need to do something with that piece there. Just gently take that back there. So in case you've not seen, let's have it up the right way in mind where the needle is. That's what I'm busy quilting, is a big patch. So there's all sorts of bits of everything just chopped up and put on there. Now I've got a couple of loose bits going on here, so I'm going to just put that stitchy bit back in the middle here. My straight liner. And then go the other way. It really doesn't matter which way, which direction, what you're doing, where you're doing it. So my thread is about there. So the nearest point to actually catch the thread. Good, Jan. Night, night, darling. Sleep well. None of us should be up at this time. Right, so your cat's from Sunday. Yes, my cat's from Sunday, Jackie. Oh, I'm saying Jackie. I'm assuming you're a Jackie. Although you're Jacqueline on here. These are my samples for the workshops around around the country next year. They wanted them last week, but I didn't know they wanted them until they asked for them. They should have been done, and I didn't even know I was supposed to be doing them. So this is me catching up with. There we go. What I can't bring myself, although I'm doing all these lovely straight line stitching all through here, I can't bring myself to stitch through his head. So you possibly, I don't know if you can see that, but I've just skipped his head. I cannot put a needle through his eyeball. I'm just not doing it. It's not happening. I chuck a random back stitch in here as well, or a little tiddly one to actually, that's only his ear. I'll pierce his ear for him, and then look, he's got a little bit of black there. I'll do that one. And then I'm going to skip his eyeball and come through there. There we are. If you're really into stitching, you could just do hundreds and hundreds of rows of stuff here. I've left everything raw edge. There we go. We only get an hour at the shows to do something, so it's very difficult to find something that I feel is actually useful. We like to have something useful. Where's the point in having a workshop that's not useful? Right, stick him in through there. Right, okay. I'm just going to come to the end here, and then I'm going to knock off because I feel I've probably bored enough people long enough this evening, tonight, this morning, whatever time it is. What time are we? Quarter past 3. So that's like half an hour. I think you've had enough of me. Those that are catching up later, if you get this far, well done. I'll be impressed. But I will catch you on another live. Insomni-quilting. Let me just do that. And hold that there. There we go. So it's coming on. Lots more to do. Then I might add some beads and some buttons and God knows what onto that yet. Right. For those of you out there that cannot sleep, I hope that's entertained for a little while. Please go and try and have a kip. I'm going to go and see if I can go back to bed. You never know. So what I always tended always to say on my Witter things was, have a lovely day. Be lovely to people and be lovely to yourself. All right. Thanks for joining me.